What's up, YouTube.com? So, John Garrett's here with another Christian commentary. In today's video, I want to talk about judgment and how Christians, there's like one of the biggest criticisms I see people who aren't Christians criticize fairly against Christians is that like we have like this holier than thou, overly judgmental, unloving judgment against others, non believers, and stuff like that. And I agree. I feel me personally, I'm very isolated from the world, but I'm also isolated from the church. I grew up Christian, whatever, evangelical slash Catholic, and because of the judgment I felt from the church, whether it's my fault for being a child or whatever, I'm not trying to blame. I'm just saying how it felt for me when I was a child was that I, if I wasn't perfect, I was no longer welcome at the church, which that may be my fault. Okay, right, I understand that. Or whatever. It could be my parents' fault, could be whatever. But I do place some blame on the Catholic Church, especially in the area I live in, or whatever, or maybe for my family, my extended family, or whatever. The way they just treated others, and like I feel like this is a problem with the Catholic Church, at least in the mainstream, is that they are more concerned with appearing perfect. I feel like the Catholic Church is very much so, and I'm not speaking. I am generalizing here a little bit, so I apologize for that, but I feel that when people think of what would be Pharisees and the Sadducees or whatever, the Christian modern variant of that now would be the Catholic Church and people who espouse Catholicism. I feel they are the modern Christian, pretty on the outside, dirty on the inside type Christians, and that is kind of like super annoying. I want to like when I look into like or Catholicism and like what it's supposed to, what it's actually trying to teach its followers, whatever. I was taught the history, or you talk to monks or bishops and whatever on the YouTube. They seem really, really down to earth, or whatever. And I'm sure there's like good leaders inside of a lot of these churches and stuff like that. But just like the culture feels off, and I don't know what am I getting at here. I'd like to see that change, I guess. Um, but I just would like to call people to just stop judging. Like Jesus says, you know what I mean? Like we're all trash. I mean, he doesn't say it like that specifically. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but we're all trash. We all sin. We all put God on the cross. We all put God on the cross multiple times a day. Even if it's a tiny little sin or a large sin or whatever we would consider a bad sin or a good sin or it's okay sin or it's not that big of a deal sin. Sin. We're judging all the sins. Who's the best shitty person? Essentially. Like none of us live a perfect life. And I think that we just all could do some good just remembering that and just like keeping that in the front of our mind. And I'm not trying to sit here in judgment of other people and stuff like that. I'm just trying to call it to how I see it and just like make a potential solution to that problem. And that's what it is. Just bring that to the front of your mind. Just bring it to the front of your mind. Pray on it, meditate on it, whatever. You know what I mean? Like there's another saying I keep saying now. I've been saying it for the past few days. Oh, jeez. My alarm scared the crap out of me. The thing I've been saying the last few days is like, you're being tested. You're not waiting for your test. You're not waiting for your test. Your test isn't coming up. You know what I mean? Like I do this all the time. The test. Well, I hope I'm ready for when that test comes. Like, no, bro. You are literally being tested right now. This moment, this second, this minute, this hour, this day, every day, forever. Okay. Every single thought, action, everything is under test right now. And all these little micro tests, these like, like milli tests, micro tests, big tests, whatever, they're all buildups. And you'll throughout your days, throughout your whatevers, you're going to be running into multiple tests. And you pass or fail. That's just what it is. And it's not to get into heaven, but it is your role in the kingdom. That's what these tests represent. And it's like how responsible, like when push comes to shove, can I trust you with more? Essentially, is God what he's saying, and he knows the answer to that, but he's just waiting for you to catch up. And I've been trying to say that to myself, and again, I'm not trying to be like high and mighty or holier than thou. I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to bring perspective. I'm just trying to shout my opinion, what's on my heart, into the world. Um, And it's just like just keeping those types of things in the front of your mind, front, every thought. You know what I mean? Like the temptations, demons are real. Like, bro, like, and I'm not trying to sound schizo saying that. Like, I mean, they're literally real, like in a sense. There's like spirits. Spirits are like attitudes. You know what I mean? Like, there's thoughts you're having that you don't control, if that makes sense. You can think about your day and stuff like this, but just the observation of like anxiety and depression and these things that are out of your control that we need to take pills to try to like mitigate and defend against is indicative of forces outside of your control that exist in your head, which, true or not, literally in a way that is described in the faith, it works regardless if it's real or not, if you think of them as not you. So then you know it's the enemy, so you know how to fight against it. Okay? That's all I'm saying there. But just putting these thoughts in the front of your mind is going to help you defend against it and win these tests. You could think of these thoughts as tests coming to you. You know, temptation, um, opportunities to become more patient, stuff like this. And like again, I fail every day too, but I am failing a little bit less with these thoughts in the front of my mind, and that's essentially what I'm trying to do. So like, stop judging others. The more you judge others, that's how you're going to be judged. Like that's plainly brought. I think it's James. Now everybody should be teachers because teachers get judged more. Because like to teach, you have to like you are held to a higher standard, and essentially that kind of feeds back to what I was saying before. To become not everybody should become teachers because they're not ready. You know what I mean? You have to go through a bunch of testing and trials and error and stuff like that. And like to be blessed by the Lord in something like that, something as high role as a teacher, because if you mislead a child, it's better off if you get thrown into an ocean with a millstone around your neck. You need to go through some rigorous testing before God, in His mercy and grace, would allow you to take that kind of position and accept the reward of that responsibility as well. So I think that's all I need to say about this topic. But so like God bless you and stuff like that. I just hope you guys, you know what I mean. I say this like when I was making those comments about the Catholic Church, it's to criticize to build up. It's not to like shame anybody or anything like that. I'm not looking to do that. If I did that, I'm sorry. But like we all need to do better. So I'm just trying to call out Christians to just I'm just calling out to Christians and just people in general to rise up, become better people, actually better people, not by tearing others down, by judging, gatekeeping, hating, whatever, all that other crap. So God bless you. Jesus is King. I hope you guys all have a good day, and God bless you.